Here, we're all ready to go.
All right, you press the record button. Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome to tonight's online lesson. This is Robert Jamieson and I have with me Max Phillips. Hello Max. Yeah. You just rushed from your Taekwondo lesson, have you? Did you bash anyone up or you well behaved? Very good. Okay, tell everyone a little bit about you. So how old are you?
9.
9, okay. Where do you go to school? Okay, and your rating? 900 something, that's not too bad. And you played in the Australian Junior? Okay, so tell everyone how you went to the Australian Junior.
14th in my age group.
Okay, you played in the, what, under 10s?
Under 9.
Under 9s, okay. Oh, that's not too bad. All right, well today we're going to have a look at some of your games or positions from the Australian Junior. Okay, so we've started off with a position here that I've given everyone as a warm-up puzzle. And I say, should they be attacking as black on the king side, on the queen side, or in the centre? So I hope everyone's made up their mind, and I'll start a poll, and you can get ready to vote. So here we go, starting the poll now. Launch poll. Okay, so start putting your votes in. Do you want to attack on the king side, the queen side, or the centre? Okay, we've got centre leading at the moment from the king side only slightly. Everyone's voted, all right. We're closing off in a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, close. Let's have a look at the results. So we've got 53% want to attack in the centre, 35% on the king side, and 12% on the queen side. All right, Max, what do you think? You're in this position as black. Where should black be attacking?
The centre.
The centre. Why should he be attacking in the centre?
He has his nice open file over on A8. Just looks maybe 96, 94.
Okay, let's bring up the position on the big chessboard. All right, so black should be attacking in the centre. Do you remember what move you played?
No.
You've forgotten. All right. So I want people to have a think about what move they would play in this position, because that was the second question. So let's have a look. If you had this position now, what move do you think you might play?
I think I attacked on the queen side, but I think I played something like queen c7 or b5 and a5.
Okay. The move you actually played was bishop b8.
Oh yeah, that was preparing for queen c7 and then I took that.
All right, so your plan is bishop b8, and you can play queen c7 and try and lure that white knight away from f3 and get checkmate on h2. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Did it work out? Did you get him in checkmate on h2?
No.
You didn't. You lost the game. Okay. Well, let me tell you how I will go about it. That bishop on b8, is that a good square for the bishop? And it blocks in your rook, doesn't it? Whereas before, if we go back a move, isn't it on a really good square now on d6?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking at both sides of the board. So you've moved it from a really good square to a bad square and blocked in your rook because you wanted to attack on the king side. So why do you reckon you wanted to attack on the king side?
He was higher rated than so to get checkmate.
Okay, so your plan was to go for checkmate because he's like 500 or 600 points higher rated, isn't he? He's a good player. Okay, so in this position we had the poll. Most people went for attack in the centre. Most people, some then went for attack on the queen side, and I think the lowest was the king side. So you know the correct answer to which side you should attack?
The centre.
Okay, well I'll tell you what the answer is. It's not A. You shouldn't be attacking on the on the king side.
Yeah.
It's not B. You shouldn't be attacking on the queen side.
Yeah.
And it's not C. You shouldn't be attacking in the centre. You shouldn't be attacking at all. See, this is one of the problems with juniors, is they have one plan and it's to attack. But you should only be attacking when the position justifies it. So, like, let's have a look here at White's position. So, does White have any weaknesses, like pawn weaknesses? No, it's all pretty solid, isn't it? His pieces, they're all on pretty good squares. They're cooperating. Yeah, the rook on F1, but that's not too bad. And his king's pretty safe. He's got lots of defenders. So do you have more space than him? Maybe you can use your extra space to attack? But it's pretty even on space. You've both got a pawn on the fourth rank. So basically, when you analyse the position, there's no reason to say you should attack. It's not like he's got a backward pawn or an open file or a weakness that you can be attacking. See, so what you've got to do is not what you like to do. You know, I'd like to attack him. I'd like to checkmate him. You've got to do what the position says. So if it was me, I would have played Queen C7. So I'm putting my queen on a fair square and I'm connecting my rooks. Okay, now he might then say go to double his rooks. You can just do the same thing. We're doubling rooks. And now he's got nothing much to do because you've got all these squares covered. So you're just playing solidly. You probably swap off all the rooks on the E file and you end up probably drawing with a player rated 500 or 600 points above you. Or if he tries really hard to beat you, he's going to have to do something, you know, try take a few risks, and he might end up making a mistake and losing. Okay, so the message I'm trying to give is don't always go for an attack. Sometimes you just got to build up and wait and see what happens. All right, let's have a look at another game, or another position actually. We'll try this one. All right, you were black, I think, in this position against Max Phillips. Oh, sorry, against D. Kusel. Okay. Do you remember this position or not?
Yes, I confirm that bishop takes J3, pawn takes J3,
all right, so in this position, you saw it, you took the knight. Yeah. Okay. And he took back. And now you should have played knight D2 with a double attack on the... Okay. So if you didn't see it, why did you take the knight? So let's go back.
I don't know. I think I just wanted to have let him have a weak side.
So doubling his pawns, you felt you were opening up his king a bit.
Yeah, but I probably played king H1, then J1, J2.
But you're not attacking on the king side, are you?
I know, but that's what if I was white.
If you're white, okay. All right, so you wanted to double the pawns and open up his king a bit, but then you missed knight D2, yeah. And you went back and played knight D6, attacking his bishop. Yeah. All right, so then he took your knight. So now we have an interesting position. Question is, let me just have a look at my polls here. Question is, should you take with the pawn or should you take with the rook? Can you tell me the pros and cons of both of them?
Well, the pawn doubles your pawns and maybe it would something like the C5. So
Yep.
And the rook takes C6 and the double.
Okay, and control the C5.
Yeah, and then maybe
okay. All right. I want you guys in the audience to have a think, would you take with the rook or would you take with the pawn? It's a tough decision. All right, so what did you decide to do?
I think I decided to take with the pawn.
Well, I think you actually took with the rook. Okay. Okay, so you can't remember why you decided that was better? You want to double the rooks? Why do you want to double rooks? What's happening there?
Oh, I could have played rook C3.
But are the rooks going anywhere on the open file?
But I could play rook C3.
well, it attacks a pawn, and you might win his A pawn, but he could counterattack your B pawn, and then it'd be pawn for pawn sort of thing. All right. I think there's probably a mistake. I think you would have been better off undoubling your pawns like that, because now you've got the really nice pawn structure. So you've got only two pawn islands, where he's got three, and he's got isolated pawns and double pawns and stuff. Yeah. And what would you be able to do as black here? Have you got a plan or something? Yep.
Maybe knight f5,
attacking the bishop?
Yeah. And then maybe playing rook e8, rook e7, and then after the bishop's key.
So where do you think you should be attacking? It sounds like you want to attack on the king side and attack that bishop and stuff.
Yeah.
So why did you decide it's best for black to attack on the king side?
Well, just because of this open G file.
It's true there's an open G file, but have you got anything that can attack down the open G file? Not at the moment? No. Okay, so where's his biggest weakness?
Probably
A3. So shouldn't you be attacking that one?
Yeah.
So what would be a good move to attack A3?
Knight
Even better?
C4.
Yeah. If you were to put your knight on C4, well, the E3 pawn's protected, but yeah, so it's important you understand where you should be attacking, because if you decide to attack on the king side and that's the wrong spot, you're wasting your time. So in a position like this, you analyse the pros and cons. So here, the A3 pawn is really weak. Your knight can go to C4, so that'll be a double attack on the A pawn, and your knight also protects your B pawn, so your queen side will covered. Yeah. And you can maybe like double rooks or something, so you can build up on that A pawn, tie him down, and it'll be good for you. So if I was in this position, I'd be attacking on the queen side. Okay? All right, so I thought that was an interesting point. So I hope all you guys took back with the pawn on C6 and didn't play rook takes rook as well. Now we're going to load a whole game, hopefully, which you won, which was a rather strange game, which I think Carl's already annotated a little bit on the Tornello site. But I've been through all your games and I thought this was the most interesting one to have a look at. Okay, so you are white, and off we go. He plays the Caro-Kann defence. You push past. Is that what you normally do?
That's what I do against the Caro-Kann. Pretty similar.
Yeah, fairly similar. I like doing something a little bit different. I like playing the exchange line. Yeah, well, let me just explain why I like this one. See, the thing is, you want to try and stop his bishop from coming out to a good square. If you can force him to play e6 and lock his bishop in, you're doing all right. So it normally goes something like this, and then I put my bad bishop on f4. So now I'm controlling that e5 square, and if his black bishop's going to go anywhere, it can only go to e7 or d6, and we swap when I get rid of my bad bishop. I think this is a good way for white to get a slight advantage without too much trouble, but that's just the way I do it. Okay, but e5 is a perfectly good move too, so you do e5. Okay, now he puts his bishop outside the pawn chain before he plays e6, so that's good. You develop your horse. He plays knight d7, knight c3, d6. Okay, what do you think you should play here for white?
No, I played bishop d3.
You like bishop d3? Why is bishop d3 good? That's a really good bishop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So it's a good thing if you can get rid of his good pieces or force them back or something. Yeah, if he takes, you're recapturing with developing moves. So you chose bishop d3. Yeah. I'm sort of in two minds. I'm not sure we know where the best square for the F4 bishop is, and you probably want to castle kingside, so moving the F1 bishop is good. The problem with swapping it is, you see your pawns, what colour are they? Your centre pawns, they're on the dark squares. So, yeah, so if you lose your light squared bishop, you're going to be pretty weak on the white squares. So that's one little worry. So sometimes I put my bishop on E2, I might castle. Then I try and get rid of his bishop. I might move my knight or try and push it back with pawns or something and get rid of it another way while I'm still hanging on the knight. But I mean, it's a bit of a line for it. So you go bishop D3. He takes you. He probably should play knight E7.
Yeah.
Because then if you take him, he's recapturing the developing move. So taking might be a slight blunder. Is recapturing the developing move. So we're going, okay, we've got 3 pieces developed. He's only got 1 developed.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so it's looking all right. Now, bishop B4, knight E7. Probably much of a muchness. Question is where he's going to put his dark squared bishop that's going to be any good.
Yeah.
I think he went for bishop B4, I think he went. Okay. And you castled, so that's good. We played knight E7, so that's fine. Yeah, now you played a funny move here, bishop G5. So tell me about bishop G5.
Next my rooks.
Yep.
Bishop H4, which is what I did.
Right. So is you planning to take his knight? Is that the idea, or not?
No, I just want that knight on G5 and the bishop on H4. So it's good to
So you want to keep
like
the pin?
that diagonal.
You like the idea of a pin? Yeah. Okay. I'm sort of in 2 minds. I might, if it was me, I might do A3 and see if he wants to swap his bishop. So, I mean, if he just attacked you, if he played H6, what would you do?
Probably back to H4 then.
Nice, let's speak loudly.
And then play bishop G3, H3. And,
All right. Is that a good spot for the bishop though? If your bishop ends up on G3?
I don't know, it's like his position. It's sort of my style.
I mean, you could have put your bishop on D2, and then if he swaps to the knight, you can get your bishop out that way. Okay. So what are you trying to do with your pieces? Do you know in general? It sounds like you've got the right idea. Where are you trying to put your pieces?
On the best level so they can
Okay, I half agree with you. I think you're trying to put your pieces on good squares, but I don't like the idea that we've decided we're attacking on the king side. But I reckon it depends on the position. But yeah, this is the hard part. You like attacking, but that doesn't mean that in every game you can attack or should attack. Yeah, well, if it's your strength, I mean, you've got to play to positions where you get an attack, but the thing is not to go overboard. All right, so we've got bishop G5. Now what does he do? He castles or H6. I think he castles. Yep, so he's completing his development. All right, now we'll have another little poll, I think. So we'll say it's white. So it's white to play. I'll give you a choice of 3 moves to think about. So you guys, would you play bishop takes E7, swapping the bishop for the knight? Would you play bishop to H4, retreating the bishop? Or would you play knight D1? So you've got those 3, bishop takes knight, bishop H4, or knight D1. So I'll give you 5 or 10 seconds to have a think about which you choose, and then we'll launch the poll. So you can have a think too, Max. You might want to change the move you actually played. takes the knight h4 or knight d1. All right. So we'll launch the poll. So start voting. Bishop e7's hit the front. Oh no, knight d1's making a comeback. Knight d1's hit the lead. Anyone else to vote? This is still changing. Bishop h4 is improving a little bit. Okay, all right. I'll give 5 more seconds and then I'll close it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we'll close the poll. Let's have a look at the results. So we've got 64% want knight d1, 21% want bishop h4, and 14% want bishop d7. Okay. So what do you think of that? What did you choose?
Now I would play knight d2.
Knight d1?
Oh yeah. Now I would play knight d1, probably play c3 and knight d3 and just continue with my plan.
Okay. But in the actual game you play bishop h4?
Yeah.
So why did you choose bishop h4 in the game?
Because
and the bishop's in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you play bishop takes knight?
No.
No. Okay. If you play bishop takes knight anyone, I think that's a mistake because you're giving up your bishop for a knight and he recaptures the developing move and you've lost one of your attacking pieces, so that would be a bad one. Bishop h4. When I saw it, when I was playing through the game, I thought this is a very mysterious move. Why does the bishop want to go to h4? It looked a bit puzzling. The best move, as Max said, is probably knight d1. The idea being, if you want to attack on the king side, you want to get more pieces over there, so you've got more attackers and defenders. So, and his knight maybe is going to come to f5 to block your attack a bit. So if you can go knight d1 to e3, you can chuck in c3 to chase his bishop away. With your knight on e3, that's going to support your attack and be quite good. So, given your reflections, that's good that you're choosing to change those. But in the game, we went bishop h4. Okay, so we're trying to attack him. And you've decided, why have you decided you want to attack him? You want to play knight g5 and threaten checkmate in one?
Yeah, I just really like sacrifices. I just like cool games.
You play through lots of sacrificial games and stuff?
Yeah. So I like famous games and...
You want to create your own famous game for a brilliant attack. All right, now the trouble is, what if he sees the attack and defends it? Are you going to get through? Is this going to be good for you?
Probably,
Try and do an F-pawn. Like now, if in this position, like say he played, let me see.
Knight g5.
Let's say he played h6. What's happened to your attack now? Your knight can't go to g5. Okay, all right, and you've weakened his kingside position slightly. All right. I don't think he did that in the game, did he? He went rook e8. Why did he go rook e8, you think?
Probably he's trying to create an open.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I would say the chances of that file being open are sort of 0.0001. So is there another reason why he might have gone rook e8?
Maybe to give the king some map. Maybe
Or
get the knight back.
Yeah. So if you're going to attack him on h7, he's now vacated the f8 square, so he could just drop his knight back to f8 and defend it maybe. So that's probably what he's thinking of. All right. Let's have a look here. Now, our next poll. So you've decided you're going to play knight g5 and start an attack. So what I want you guys out there in the audience to decide, so to help Max with his decision about knight g5, do you reckon knight g5 is A strong attacking move for white, B, a waste of time as the attack will fail, or C, worth a go in case black misses the threat. So we've got strong attacking move, waste of time, or worth a go. So I'll launch the poll and we'll see what people think. Knight G5, threatening double attack on H7. At the moment, waste of time's hit the front, worth a go's following closely second. Strong attacking moves picking up. Ooh, waste of time, oh no, waste of time still in the lead. Another 5 seconds before we close it off. Everyone voted? All right, we'll close the poll. Now let's have a look at the results. We've got waste of time as the attack will fail, sitting on 50%. So half the people think you're wasting your time. But 44% think it's worth a go, as black might miss the threat, and 6% think it's a strong move. All right. So how did you vote now? Do you know what happened?
I'd actually say it's a strong attacking move because H6, Knight H3, F1 alpha, maybe G4.
All right, so let's play Knight G5. So you still think it's a strong attacking move?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you expect him to reply? Knight F8, and what's happening with your attack then? How are you going to follow up your attack?
F4.
You're going to go F4?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your follow-up after that?
G4.
So you're throwing the whole kitchen sink at him? Okay. All right. Well, I haven't voted yet. So I'd definitely say it's not a strong attacking move. A lot of people said it was worth a go as black might miss the threat. Well, I think all those people are definitely wrong, because in chess, what you don't do is make a threat and hope your opponent misses it. It's like people going for the 4-move checkmate and hope their opponent misses it. But if they're a good player and they don't miss it, then it's a waste of time. Queen's chased all over the board. So in chess, we make strong moves. We don't make sort of threats and hope he misses it. That's not the way to go. So I think I'd vote for waste of time, because I like defending and stuff. So let me see. Black has to reply. Now he's got several ways of getting out of it, of blocking the queen and the knight with a double attack. So what do you think he should do?
I think he should have played Knight F8 instead of G6.
Okay, he played G6, so that's bad because weakens, yep, create some holes in the king's side. So you think he should play Knight F8? Did you look at any other moves? Like he could play Knight F5, couldn't he?
No, I didn't really look at that.
The bishop's attack, but then you can't take it because you get in on H7, all right? So you didn't look at all possible replies. So you didn't look. You didn't look at Knight G6, maybe.
Yeah.
So what would you do if you did Knight G6?
Probably Queen H3.
Queen H3. Okay. You want to do Queen H3. Let's have a look. Oops, hang on. Where's my queen gone over there? Queen H3. So have a look at that. Are you threatening something?
Well, maybe after G3 and then take H6.
What if he just takes your bishop, you take him with a queen, and then he plays H6 or something? Let's say he just took you. You take him back. You might chase you away.
Knight F3.
Knight F3. Then he can swap queens, and you probably haven't got much of an attack left.
Yeah, but it's so uneven.
You could take on C3 and muck up your queen side. But
then I have that open file.
Okay. Anyway, well, Knight G6 would have been a fairly easy way for him to repulse the attack But luckily for you, he didn't play it. He went in for G6, which is now weakened a bit. Now, you played your favourite move. All right, speak up loudly. Tell everyone what's your favourite move.
Knight takes H7.
Knight takes A7. Okay. Well, seeing this is your favourite move, let's do a poll on it and see whether other people like your favourite move or not. So, you played, here we go, Knight takes H7. So, I want the audience to decide Knight takes A7. A, is it a strong attacking move as it opens up the black king? B, a bad move as it loses the knight for a pawn? Or C, it gives white attacking chances for his sacrifice. So they have to decide whether it's A, strong attacking, B, a bad move, or C, gives you a good chances for your attack. So people, I hope you've decided, A, B or C. We'll launch the poll. So is knight takes pawn? Vote for strong attacking, bad move, or gives you attacking chances. Here we go. Attacking chances in the lead. Strong attacking is coming a close second. Bad moves on 8%. Attacking chances going really well here. Everyone voted. I'll give you another 5 seconds. All right, we'll close off the poll. Let's have a look what people think. 67% said it only gives you attacking chances. 27% reckon it's a strong attacking move, and only probably one person said it's a bad move. So what do you think? Are you happy?
I'm happy with what they decided.
They decided?
Because they take 7 queen h3 king g8. I could play g4, maybe.
You've got strong attack, have you?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. That's what he played. And oops, hang on, we're in automatic mode here. Go back. All right. Well, I didn't get to vote, but I agree with the 6% person who said it's a silly move that loses a knight for a pawn. So, I mean, knights are bigger than pawns, yes?
Yeah.
So you have to have a good reason to give up a knight for a pawn. So you either have to analyse that you get it all back or you get a checkmate. Because he has quite a lot of defenders. So what are we saying? Let's say he took you. You're going to play queen h3, so you're threatening discovered checkaroonie or something. Okay. So what would happen if he just walked out of the check? You play g4. Okay. And what are you threatening?
Bishop f6, and then knight takes, pawn takes, knight moves, threatening queen h6.
Right, and you don't reckon he can get out of it? At very worst, he could counter-attack with putting his knight on f5 and dropping his bishop back to stop the mate. What's best? There. Right, let's have a go. Let's say he just moves his queen out of the pin. So you're going to go in f6, are you?
Yeah.
Get the checkmate, all right. So he takes you.
Yeah.
You take him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if he moves the knight, let's say he's put his knight back here to be greedy. You're going to go up with a subtle checkmate, and he's going to get back and say, shove off, I'm a piece of him. So he can defend.
I could maybe play queen d5 and push that h-pawn.
But it's very slow, given that he's got lots of defenders still. You're only, at the moment, you've only got a queen to attack him with. All right, so, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. You like attacking, and it looked like it's a sort of chance, but it's a big gamble, and if he defends properly, it should be okay.
Yeah.
In general, if you're attacking, you either need your opponent to have a weakness, he's got a couple of weak squares there, which are handy, or you have more attackers than he has defenders. So here you've got 3 pieces you're attacking him with, but he's got queen, couple of knights, a rook. He can sort of drop back. So you haven't really got him outnumbered. But anyway, we'll see how it goes because it worked out really brilliantly. Because he played this incredibly clever move, knight f5, didn't he? I bet you're happy with that move. Yeah. So he panicked under the pressure of your attack. So it's working brilliantly. And used Dad's thank you for the free delicious queen. So you have a 1 game. You've got a queen for a piece. Your move. What should you do? Okay, is that the best move? Why not? What could you do instead?
Maybe kick the knight with you.
Yeah, he's going to take your knight though. Don't you want to save your knight? Not really. You want to sacrifice your knight as well. Try and even up the game a bit. What if you played knight e5? Did you have a look at that one?
Yeah.
What does g5 do that knight f6 doesn't do? What's your threat? Come out. You can play queen h3 now, can't you? And then you've got in queen h7. It's a bit annoying for him. So maybe g5 a little bit better, but I mean you're queen for knight up, so hang on, I'll go back to g5. So you dropped into f6 check. He took you.
Yep.
He took back. Then he went c5. Yep. Okay, so you took him. Yep. He took you back. You played rook a to e1. Puzzled me a little bit. What are you up to there?
This one. Yeah, c5.
Okay, but you're locking your other rook in a bit.
Yeah, I could play up there maybe.
All right, anyway, you're queen for piece up, so you're doing all right. So he plays d4, probably a bad move. But, probably rook c8 would have been better, and then he's threatening maybe bishop b4 to pin the knight and take and give you double pawns. And, so he played d4. All right, now question for everyone. This will be our last poll for this game, I think. So your knight on c3 is attacked. I'll give you a choice of 3 moves. You can either play knight a4 to attack the bishop. That's number A. Or you can play knight e4 to attack the bishop. Or you can play knight d1 to keep your knight nice and safe. So they're the 3. We'll look at knight a4, knight e4, and knight d1. So I hope you've decided. I'll launch the poll. Now type in what you think. A4, E4 or D1. Well, E4 is doing very well. D1's catching up a little bit. E4 is still in the lead. All right. Last couple of seconds if you haven't voted. All right, we'll close the poll. Let's have a look. 80% went to E4. No one went to A4. And 20% went to D1. What do you think about that?
I reckon I'd play A4 or E4, probably E4, but in the game I think I played knight D1.
Okay, so why did you go knight D1?
I think I was planning on C3.
But you can do C3 whether your knight's on E4 or A4 or D1.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Okay, well 20% wanted to go to D1 to keep their knight safe. All right, so those 20% are wrong.
Yeah.
Going to A4 is probably not the best either. So how do we know to choose E4 as being the best one?
It's centralizing the knight, attacking the bishop. It's not on the edge like that.
Yeah, so it's what I said before, what we're trying to do with our pieces. We're trying to put them on good squares. Okay, so all we've got to do is say which is the best square for our knight. A4 is obviously out of the way because we're attacking on the king's side. D1, well, it's safe, but it's not helping us at all. Whereas E4, nice central square, we're protecting our F6 pawn that he might be able to attack, and we're attacking his bishop. So E4 would definitely have been the go. So We made a slight bad choice there. So remember, think, where do I want my pieces? Okay. He followed up with E5. You played Queen H3. Were it me, I think I played Rook E4 to try and get my rook developed and block that pawn thrust a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing now. Because of listening how they do today.
Yeah. What did he tell you today?
He showed me a game Morphy against Paulson.
Right.
And when Morphy blocked Paulson's pawn, but moving his queen.
Okay, the queen's probably not a very good blockader, maybe.
Yeah.
Might have worked in that game. Anyway, you went Queen H3 because you're still trying really hard to attack because you love attacking.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And he's in a bit of a pickle. He just kept coming at you. So you then found a really clever move, G4. And that knight, it's got to be careful where it goes because if it goes somewhere, you've got Queen H6 and you're going to get checkmate on G7. So if you were black, what would you play here?
My H6.
Knight H6, that's what he played.
Yeah.
Can't you just take it and threaten mate in one? So if he plays Knight H6...
Yeah, no, then Bishop F8.
He's just giving you a free knight.
Bishop F8. There was
Yeah.
no other way they could make it.
No, okay, let's go back.
Oh, no, Knight E6.
So let's go back.
No.
All right. What if he played with D5?
Yeah, that's probably the best move.
Yeah, because then he gets a pawn for the knight. Because you take the knight, he takes back, and if you play Queen H6, he can take the pawn on F6.
Yeah.
So that would have been a better move. But I mean, he's going downhill rapidly. So Knight H6 is just giving you a free knight and putting you a queen where you want to put it. So free knight, this is all great. Bishop drops back. Queen runs away. Then he throws stuff at you. You grabbed it. He grabbed it. And now a funny thing happened. A funny thing happened. Now, you've got a free pawn on E3 you can take, haven't you? You could take with the knight, the rook, or the queen. No, you took with the rook.
Oh yeah, then he exchanged.
Don't get too far ahead. So why did you take with the rook instead of the knight? Right. Okay, well it's true that we want to exchange. You were worried that he could pin you with bishop c5?
I was not looking at it until he did an illegal move and moved it to b6. And so I said, that's an illegal move, and he played and then he played pawn to b6.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. All right. Anyway, rook takes is wrong. What you've got to say, again, is where do I want my pieces? And your knight is sitting here on d1, not helping your attack at all. So it would have been better just to take with the knight and get your knight into the game a bit. Then you can move and swap rooks and we'll do whatever you want to do. But anyway, slight boo-boo, we took with the rook. He moves back. And then a very strange thing happened again. You didn't take with the knight.
Yeah, no.
You took with the queen. Why did you take with the queen?
I don't know.
Did you want to attack his rook pawn? No?
I don't know why I did.
Okay. Because the same thing applies. I mean, your queen's on a good square, your knight's on a lousy square.
Yeah.
So taking with the knight would be great. Taking with the queen has a slight little problem.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you thought you want to attack his rook pawn.
Yeah.
And so he did the obvious move. He just defended his rook pawn. And you thought, oh, goody, what do I do now?
I played knight c3.
You played knight c3 because your knight's out of it. Yep. And of course, he was very naughty and pinned the queen. Okay. So why did we make that mistake?
I wasn't looking at the and I should have just developed it.
Yep, that's true. So what we must do is when your opponent makes a move, even if it's the obvious move, we expected him to play b6 to defend the pawn. We should always say, what is he threatening? Because in this position he had a threat and we didn't notice. See? But if you just ask yourself that question each time, then you'll avoid the boo-boos. So He rips in there, so he's making a bit of a comeback, but he's still a piece and a pawn or two down, so it's no great problem. We went to swap pieces, which is good. He avoided the swap, and then you've got your king in. He tried to activate his rook, but you went for the swap off again. Now he didn't see a way out of it because you've got a double attack on the rook and the c pawn. So you swapped. So you're killing him. You're a knight and a couple of pawns ahead. And that was a very clever move. He didn't know. He didn't say what is he threatening. He did the same as you. He just pushed the pawn, and then you hit him with knight f4 checkmate. Yeah. So you finally got your attack on the king going. So that was good. Yeah. All right. Well done. So a very up and down game. Now the thing is, what can we learn from that game?
After every move, ask yourself, what is he threatening?
What is he threatening? That'll help us stop making blunders. All right. Now what about attacking?
Bring more pieces into the attack than he has defended.
Yeah. So we don't just attack because we feel like it, or we attack with one knight or something like that. We build up and then we attack. So particularly if he's got a weakness or we've got to outnumber, then we go for the attack. Okay, so I played through all your games in the junior, and I noticed that you do like attacking. You're an attacking sort of guy, but it doesn't always work. So you've got to be a rounded player and try playing solidly as well, if the position is one where you play solidly. Some positions, your mission really is to play openings and that sort of stuff that sets you up for attacking games. So if you can play lots of exciting gambits, then you get the sort of game you want, it will be appropriate. So that was cool. All right, well, thank you very much to Max for coming in today for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed having a look at some of his games. I think next week we have William coming in. So if you're there, William, make certain you get here early so we can start on time and get settled and everything. And I look forward to seeing you all next week's game. And keep playing that online chess if you can. All the best. Thank you.